All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Whew, got to quit spraying, so I got the non-GMO beans sprayed this morning, and a cornfield sprayed this morning, which is great, awesome. I'll do an update on them non-GMOs here soon. They're looking fantastic. And then I came in to refill the sprayer, and I thought, gosh, you know, my phone's been ringing off the hook with between baler troubles and people having tractor troubles, and everybody's trying to put up hay. And we've got today and tomorrow because we got a lot of rain coming on Friday, enough to ruin good hay. And so I thought I better go check ours. So I ran out and grabbed a handful, and it is about perfect, about that perfect harvester haylage type moisture. And so I dropped the sprayer so we can bale. I'll bale and wrap tonight, and then tomorrow finish baling and wrapping, and then tomorrow late afternoon get back to spraying. So I have to quit spraying to bale so I can get back to spraying, so then I can get fixing tractors. Your parts was down for a while, so we actually had a couple days. We actually had like 2 days in the shop of just like nothing, not nothing to do, but like we're all caught up, no tractors waiting to come in. Let's start cleaning and organizing a little bit. And then the phone rang, 3 tractors show up. And I started working on the one. I'm like, I'll get this done. I'll get that second one in and blah, blah. And then John Deere parts had some problems, so there's some delays. And it's just, yeah, yep. That's what we got going on. But as soon as I'm done here with fuel, I put some government juice in, and I've only got a little bit left. And I think when I got a little bit left, we might need to look at whether we either buy another pallet of product, or do we delete the tractor and just eliminate that altogether. Yeah, the baler's ready to go. He serviced out and got a half a thing of juice. And so I think I'll just bale till I'm out of preservative, and then come back and grab the wrapper and wrap what I got baled, you know, kind of that deal, and bounce between the 2 tractors. And if the wife gets here this afternoon, maybe she can start wrapping too, and then we can just go for a while. And what we don't finish tonight, we're plenty safe to leave it there till tomorrow, but let's get what we can get done. Well, here's what we got. That wind is going, so the top is crispy. It's still a little tough, but you get right, so that top plant is still tough for dry hay, and then you flip it over and you got nice green stems. So much stems. That bale processor will pay for itself big time this year. There's our first bale. Man, that thing is like a brick. That's about perfect. It's about perfect. You can smell, between that sweet alfalfa and a hint of acid. Oh man. Well, there we go. Karen finished her other chores and is able to run the wrapper. So now we're going to get a lot done. I'm only 17 bales in, but yeah, look at that spot. I had to do the cutting because it could turn into quite an adventure. Like the spot that we just drove over, you didn't know, but you know, you can get caught out here real easy over in the side on the hill by that upper bale. I wonder if I can zoom in enough. Yeah, so by that bale, there's some ruts. You can see the ruts over there because the hill kind of has a little dip and the water comes out of that spot. And took a little creative driving, but I didn't get stuck. And so, yeah. So we're just going to get it done. We're just going to go for a while and get done what we get done, and what we don't get done will obviously be here tomorrow. And if one of us doesn't wake up tomorrow, then I guess the hay will be the least of our concerns. And so, yeah, beautiful. Got a lot of feed here. Oh, this is nice. I love doing alfalfa. I think you guys know that by now. I clean that window. That window is dirty. But yeah, turning around in that tall stuff, I picked up something. So I opened the gate and ran the baler to try and empty some of this stuff out. So I'll get this plug out of here and figure out what did I actually. I wonder if it just turning around and just grab a wad of wet crap, you know, and got balled up in here somehow. So, well, let's get this dug out and go from there. Well, here we go. There's 50 bales so far, and I'm just gonna. Karen took the baler back to the yard because we got to refill the wrapper. We got to refill the wrapper of wrap, and might as well top off the preservative on the baler. And tomorrow we'll have to run for another drum of preservative, but we'll finish this up tomorrow morning and then we'll get back to spraying. Oh, nice. Well, here we go. We got 165 bales so far off of this 40 acre, and I don't know, there's 5 or 7, 10 bales left. 4x5s, dense, tight, beautiful bales. Almost out of juice, almost out of field. That'll be fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, this is so nice. The parts guy, the local John Deere parts guy, was nice enough, so he saw this video and he's like, well, how come you're guessing at moisture? You should be probing for moisture. And I said, well, I can't find one that doesn't go over 40% moisture. And he says, well, I have an Agtronics one right here that goes to 72%. And so he brought that over last night after work. And so I was very, very thankful for Justin to do that. And yeah, that's why we put these videos out, so we can help each other. She's not too far behind wrapping, and so when I get done baling, I'll have to go grab my pickup and probably 3 rolls of wrap to finish. We're doing 6 layers of 1.5 mil. That's a lot of wrap, plus the preservative, because I don't want one bale to go to waste, not one. And yeah. Right, let's get back to spraying now. My surge tank is refilling with the garden hose. I've got my Roundup, I got my little manifold, so I don't have to expose myself to any chemicals. And then I got the induction cone for dumping stuff into, and then the hose. Part of my Peterson seed points was a hose reel that works really slick, and so then I can just zoom over here, and then when I'm full spraying a lot, then I can just take the trailer right over to West Rock and just actually tend to me, and then we fill these 3 shuttles up to be the surge for that tank. So then when I come back in, I can refill this and then go refill that. I know it's a lot of rigmarole, but what do you do? Yeah, I got my 8,000 gallon tank at the end of the driveway. My dream for next year is to get it over by our well that we put in for the cows, and then a guy could just hook a float up to it and just, you know, keep filling that 8,000 gallon constantly. So then you just come in with this, pump in, and take off. boom, bang, boom, done, ding, dang. So let's go. This just broke here this spring, and this is supposed to be that hose guide thing. So I just gotta pull my hoses up so they don't drag on the highway. And all right, let's go. We're gonna play catch up. I got an ugly field. I'm embarrassed to show you about it, but I'm gonna show you so then we can share the journey as if I can make it work or not. We have a little bit of an erosion problem here. All that isn't supposed to be there. All that is supposed to be up there. And the ground, you can see a little bit of slope, but it's not like we're on a hillside by any means. But that, you know, tillage is a tool, but that's just so you guys can see, you know, what highly erodible land looks like even when it's kind of flat. It's always interesting. But yeah, here we are. This field's rather wet. It was my last Hail Mary of a field. After this was prevent plant, but I did get the planter drug through. Don't know if that's good or bad yet, but it's planted. How about that? It's planted. Hopefully I don't get planted out here today. But yeah. It's a mess. There was no opportunity to do any tilling or spraying before you got it planted, because why invest the money in the herbicide if you can't get a seed out here and then ruin your chances of a cover crop or a forage mix or anything else. And here we got another little wet draw. This field's just littered. You got, you know, a whole draw through here, a whole just dozens of spots like that. And yeah, so whatever, I'll just do the best I can out here. We'll burn it down here with what we got in the tank, and we'll keep an eye on it. And if in a couple weeks we got to hit it again, we hit it again. It is what it is. If I can see rows, then it's worth fighting for. And so yeah, it's a little embarrassing to have a field look like this, but whatever. I don't know what else. I didn't know what else to do. If I wouldn't have planted it, the rains came and it still, then we'd be out here with set aside and prevent plant, and that prevent plant doesn't pay. So we're giving it a good old-fashioned college try. All right, well, we made it over to this field here. Try not to get into the trees too much. This field looks a lot better. This is the one I did the mulch mastering on. We can see a good stand of beans, not much plants missing. There's going to be a lot of little spots here and there, but for the most part I expect this field to be an 85 to 90% productive field. And yeah, yep, didn't mean to get you in there. We'll come out here. I don't try and make that corner. I'll shut off and then we'll swing around out here. Whee! But yeah, this looks nice. Like I said when I did the mulch master, I expected some of these weeds to come back up, but this is a very controllable, you know, a very manageable field. And so I've got to watch. You don't want to burn the landlord's lawn. They tend to frown on that. But yeah, I have a lot of hopes. This area in here, there's going to be some drowned outs in here. We'll try and square this up a little bit. Yeah, so this is the
confusing part of the year, because this whole headland, any other year, would be underwater or very wet. But yet on a very wet year, this is the nicest spot in the field. Like, you got clean beans and you got, you know, good looking stand, hardly a soybean missing. And yet that other field, you can see all the water comes to here, and them trees are a big drainage ditch that doesn't go anywhere. And yet that last 100-acre field is just a swamp this year. That's really goofy. Well, let's get home. I run out of spray. That's it for the day. It's going to be raining in a couple hours or so, hopefully or so. Let's get home and have a nice evening.